Hi, primary kids. Welcome to another week. If you notice, our scripture has changed. We're now in May, and we're in Mosiah 26:22. Can you guys say it with me, because I can't really see it very well? For behold, this is my church. Whosoever is baptized shall be baptized unto repentance.
And whomsoever ye receive shall believe in my name, and him will
I freely forgive. Okay, so this one's going to be tricky for me too. I've never memorized the scripture before. We have 3 birthdays this week. Ian, it's your birthday today, so happy birthday. And Porter has a birthday on Friday, and Drew has a birthday on Saturday. So watch your porch / mailboxes, and I'll be dropping off some primary treats for you. Okay, so we have a story this week that is a continuation from what we talked about last week, but I won't lie, it's a little confusing. I've read this story a gazillion times, and I still have a hard time keeping it all straight. So if you remember, last week we talked about King Benjamin and his tower and all of the people who came and built or put their tents up to hear his speech. Okay? That is in the city of Zarahemla. And if you think back just a little bit, this was also the place where the original Mosiah left his people to try and find the people who had left a long time ago. So Mosiah the first came. He's the one who found Zarahemla, the city of Zarahemla, and all those people. His son was Benjamin, King Benjamin, who just gave all those talks gave the talk that we talked about last week. And then King Benjamin passed on the kingship to his son, Mosiah. Okay, so that's Mosiah the second. Meanwhile, during the time of Mosiah the first, someone named Zenith left that town, that city, and he wanted to find he wanted to reclaim the land of Lehi Nephi, which is basically saying they wanted to go back and live in the place where their ancestors had lived. And so he was there. We will talk about these in more detail in a little bit, but Noah was Zenith's son, and Limhi is Noah's son, okay? What comes next in the next few chapters is all about King Noah. But today we are going to talk about Zenith and Limhi, okay? So, Mosiah the first died, left King Benjamin. King Benjamin died, and now Mosiah the second is the king. So they are just bugging him. His people are just bugging him. They're like, we want to know what happened to these people who left years ago. Can you just send somebody out to go see if you can find them? So he's like, fine, I'll send out Ammon, who's an adventurer, a scout, and I'm going to send him out to see if he can find this other people. Well, he did. He found this other people, and his fellow adventurers come up outside the gates of this city, and they're taken prisoner, and then they're taken to the king. And the king is like, look, the only reason I haven't killed you yet is because I'm so crazy curious as to why you would come so close to our city and want to come in here. And he's like, guess what? I'm from the city of Zarahemla, and we've been looking for you. And Limhi and his people were so excited. They're like, oh, this is awesome. You are our deliverers, because we are under bondage to the Lamanites, and we have been in bondage to them for years and years and years. And in fact, we have to give half of all of our sheep, or all of our livestock, all of our animals, and we have to give half of our food and everything that we own, we have to give to the Lamanites. Which city? What? Has to do the city of Lehi Nephi. Okay.
Wait, so the Zarahemla's
Zarahemla is
went over there.
Yes.
And
Zarahemla was where King Benjamin was, okay, in the tower and everything. And after King Benjamin died and Mosiah, his son, was king, all of his people were bugging him. They're like, these people left years ago and we don't know what happened to them. So they sent a scout with some of his scout friends, and they went, they weren't Boy Scouts, but it was similar. They were camping and they went into the woods and they found this people. And Limhi is the king right now. And he is so excited that they've come because they are under slavery, basically. They have to give, not total slavery because they still get to keep some of their things, but they give most of it to the Lamanites. And so Limhi tells Ammon this story. He's like, look, we came here years ago, and it was my grandfather, Zeniff, okay? So then he tells the story of Zeniff. Zeniff in the scriptures, they say he was overzealous. He wanted to go back, he wanted to reclaim the land of Nephi-Lehi. And so he went with a group of people. The leader was not so great. Zeniff was a spy, and he went to go see what was going on in the city. And he saw that the people there were actually, there was goodness there, and there was kindness there. And so he went back to his people, the scouts, and he told them, he said, I don't think we should kill them. I think we should just go and see if we can live with them, or maybe they would be willing to leave if we just asked for our land back. And the guy who was the leader was like, no way. In fact, I don't agree with you, so you're gonna die. So he was gonna kill, who am I talking about? Zeniff. He was gonna kill Zeniff. And the whole group of them were like, no way, you can't do that. They started fighting together. So many of them died. There was only like 50 of them that returned back to Zarahemla. And they never ended up going into the city of Lehi-Nephi to try and get their land back. So Zeniff comes back. There's so much death of their own people. But he says, I think we should go back and just try. So he goes back to the land of Lehi-Nephi. And he talks to the king of the Lamanites who now lives there, King Laman. And he says, look, this was our father's land. We really want to inherit it again. Is it okay if we move here? And King Laman was like, sure, no problem. Come on in. Which is a little suspicious. But they did it. They came in. They moved in. They lived there for 12 years. They grew stuff. They had wildlife what's this? Livestock.
Wait, what about the people who were taxing them?
Yeah, they were like
the 12 years.
They weren't taxing them at that point. So for 12 years, they started to.
I'm reminding you, Anna and William go potty.
We have lots of reminders in our house right now. Okay, so they grew all of these things. They started to flourish. And then the Lamanites started to see how great it was. So they came and started to kind of fight with them a little bit, and they would steal stuff. They'd come during the night and steal some livestock.
Wait, who did this?
The Lamanites.
The people who were taxing them half their lives.
Not yet, at this point, not yet. But as they started getting bigger, so then they kind of had they started to get worried that the Nephites were getting too big, and they didn't want them to overpower the Lamanites. So then the Lamanites came to war against the Nephites. The Nephites won. They stayed there for a little bit longer. And then like 20 years later, then the Lamanites are like, okay, enough is enough. You have to give us half of your stuff. So then they start to give them all of their things, and they're like giving away so much stuff now. If I asked you questions about this story, I'm guessing you wouldn't know. So they're giving away so much stuff, they feel like they're in bondage. So when Zeniff is Limhi's grandfather. Okay, so when Ammon comes and talks to Limhi, he's super excited because he's like, can we come and be your slaves? And Ammon was like, what? Because he said it's better for us to be slaves to the Nephites than to be in bondage to the Lamanites. So that is where the story ends for right now.
And then the guy's talking off lies.
Next week we'll talk a little bit more about what happens to Limhi and about his father Noah and how that whole group of people got into trouble. So I have a few wondering questions. I wonder why these two cities didn't know about each other.
Because
No
Yeah,
one
it's far
ever,
away.
like, I know.
they
Well,
weren't really in contact.
they're about as far away, I would say, as like we are from Arlington.
I know. I know.
Maybe-
Far away.
We are from
Wait,
Lexington.
is the dentist there?
I
Like that's
Yeah.
around where the dentist is?
I know.
No, that's Cambridge.
I
But they're
know
not
why.
that far away, so
I know why.
why? Anna?
Like they never go to each other's cities.
Yeah, they don't leave.
Yeah, they're not really in
because they're too
contact.
afraid, like, I don't know, other people attacking them or something.
Yeah, because it's really dangerous, right? They don't have any way of communicating with each other. And also, they know that the Lamanites really don't like them. Wouldn't that be cool if they had email? It could be like, whoa, watch out, the Lamanites are coming. Okay, I wonder
What if they had cell phones?
They did.
why,
Did they have dinosaurs?
you know what, there was a very important part of the story I didn't tell you about.
Did they have
I'll
dinosaurs?
include that in next week's story, but it's about them going to the land of the Jaredites, where they found
The ruins of the Jaredites.
the ruins of the Jaredites,
I thought the
where
sheep
they
lived
found
there.
24 gold plates.
No, Mom, that's
They
where the
have
sheep
dinosaurs?
live.
Yeah.
Did they?
No, they don't have dinosaurs.
Why?
Okay, I wonder why.
Wait, was it after the dinosaurs?
Yes, I wonder why King Benjamin,
Wait,
why King Mosiah wanted to find the people who had left years ago. Why did he send scouts out? I wonder why he
because
wanted
he
to know.
didn't want to go himself.
That could be one reason. Why did they want to know it all?
Because they were wondering if there was anyone living there, or if they could get their land back, maybe.
What if you knew
They were getting bored.
that grandma or some of grandma's brothers or cousins were living somewhere really close to us?
You know, you're recording this, by the way.
Yeah, well, how would you feel? Would you want to go find them
Not really.
if you knew? What if your cousins were living like, I don't know, 20
Oh,
miles
I thought
away?
you meant grandma's cousins or brothers and sisters.
Yeah, that too. Like, what
No,
if
but
some
if
of
it-
your
if-
family, a piece of your family was gone, but you knew that they were super close
That's
to you?
what relative race is.
What do you think? Well, is it a serious comment?
Yeah. Well, but our cousins do live like 20 miles
That's
away.
true. But we have email and phone and everything. What if you couldn't? Would you want to go find them and meet them?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Those family ties are
Dangerous.
really strong. Family history is super important. And in fact, we will see next week in the lesson when we start talking about the records that they keep, how important it is for us to learn about our family and the history of our family. Does anybody have any other questions? I know that was slightly confusing. I left a
I
lot
had
out.
one, but then I forgot.
Okay, well, you can ask me about it afterwards. Primary kids, I hope that you enjoyed this short little lesson, tried to get it all in, and we will see you again next week.